Sonny Kiss's last TV match before Friday was October of 2020. When
That's true?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah. So it
You just blew my mind a little.
yeah, it's because I had obviously known about it, and then one of my fellow writers at Daily DDT wrote an article about it, and they went and looked it up, and yeah, that was the
And
last.
I sent you the picture from Blood and Guts where someone
Yes.
else had sent. I'll drop that picture on
Yes.
there. That's a fun picture.
It is. Yeah, please do.
Because it was just someone said, put Sonny on Dynamite or something. I mean, It was essentially what you've been saying for a long time, and I think that that's interesting.
Yeah, and the last match that Sonny was in, Sonny wasn't even supposed to be in that match. It was supposed to be Joey Janela, and then something happened with Joey Janela. I think he was injured, and so Sonny wrestled Kenny Omega and was squashed in like 30 seconds or something like that, which, in fairness to AEW, probably would have happened to Joey Janela as well. But it's not a good look when it's Sonny Kiss, who has not been on TV in almost 2 years and has been exclusive to YouTube for this entire time, and it's still not necessarily. I mean, they've been featured more, but there are weeks when Sonny's not even on on YouTube, and so and people were rightfully upset that Sonny's tends to be only featured on TV when it's Pride Month. And Sonny was trending when that happened, and a lot of people that got the conversation again, not that it's not the conversation's always there. I always see people talking about putting Sonny on TV, but it did pick up more during that. And so that was kind of the whole thing. Jeff had mentioned that he wanted Sonny to be part of the Baddies, and then that was like, yes, and a lot of people were on that same page.
I liked that idea.
Yeah, and so we were all excited when she was finally announced that she was getting a match, and then I should have known what was going to happen. And especially, and then Sonny didn't even get a TV entrance, and that's when I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you had this whole segment with Danielson and Daniel Garcia, but you don't have time to give Sonny an entrance. I was very irritated by that. And then, of course, the match ended in, it was because it was against Parker Boudreaux, who has recently signed with, or who's been appearing recently with AEW, and he joined the Trustbusters, which is a new faction, which I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so Parker just destroyed Sonny, and I didn't time it, but I should have, just to see what it was going to be. And then, so
you didn't have time to time it.
No, yeah, not really. I think the entrance that Parker got was longer than the match itself, and my timeline was not happy. My timeline was, somebody said my time that match was so short that I'm still seeing reactions to Sonny Kiss. I was like, yeah. So,
well, and I'm confused a little bit. I mean, I know that I've obviously wikied it, and I know that there's WWE released Parker Boudreaux because undisclosed wellness violation, which could be anything from weed to steroids at this point.
It could be anything. Well, and the same thing happened with Cole Carter. Cole Carter was also released for the exact same reason.
And I have a friend who's convinced that any minute now the actual reason will come out because he's now signed.
Probably.
I mean, just because that's the nature of, I don't know, at this point with Vince not at the helm.
See, that's what I'm saying. Vince isn't there, so
Triple H may have bigger fish to fry at this moment.
Yeah,
because
they
were both time for that.
They were both before, like, he didn't have anything to do with either one of them. So I mean, it's possible. It wouldn't surprise me if information comes out, and it does. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter now because they're not there anymore, and I'm sure Tony knows the reason.
I'm sure
he felt comfortable signing them for whatever the violation was. So before we get to what happened in the main event, I'm going to back it up to Tuesday, because on Dark, Sonny and Zach Clayton of all people, and another person who's Xavier, I can't think of his last name right now. So the three of them were in a 6-person match against Trustbusters, which is he is Ari Daivari now. He is no longer Arya. He is Ari Daivari. Parker Boudreaux, and Slim J. So they formed like, I guess 6 or 7 weeks ago at the Dark tapings. It was very odd that they put these pairings together. Then on Death Before Dishonor, Slim J and Ari wrestled on 0 Hour, the pre-show, and they won their match and they beat Cheeseburger and Eli Isom in that match. And so it seems like they're heavily pushing the Trustbusters faction. And so it's sort of, Ari is extremely rich. His thing was like, I think on Dark, he's talking about how he's like, the housing market's not bad. I just bought 3 houses, and his saying like his inheritance makes him richer than Tony Khan, I think is like his other thing that he's claimed. And so so it seems like, I think that he kind of hired Parker Boudreaux kind of like as muscle type thing. And then Slim J is part of it, which is really interesting because Slim J is a journeyman who's been around for a really long time. He was in Ring of Honor. He's in Impact. He's been in the indie scene. PWX, which is my home promotion. He was champion there for a little while. And so, but then he kind of like disappeared. Like I hadn't really heard much from him. I think he's been wrestling in Georgia, I think is what I had heard. And so there wasn't really much out of him. And then all of a sudden I was scrolling through Twitter and I was like, wait a minute. That's Slim J. What is happening here? And I was like, and now he's in a faction. Wait a minute, Parker Boudreaux was with them now. Like it was very weird. And so they've been on this winning streak. They won on Tuesday, but then after the match, Ari approached Sonny while Sonny was standing on the ring apron, and I'm not sure, you couldn't obviously hear what was said, but Sonny apparently liked whatever it was that Ari said to them. And so that kind of leads us to where we were Friday night with Rampage. And so in the main event, it was Ari versus Orange Cassidy. Ari got the win. Parker Boudreaux just basically laid out best friends. He came after Orange Cassidy. Sonny comes running down to the ring and like tells Orange, like, I'm here to help you. And then, as Taz would say, Sonny kicked him in the yam bags.
Yeah.
And set him up for Parker to destroy him as well. And then Sonny joined Trustbusters. And so it was not, I mean, it was, if you watch Dark, then it was not entirely unexpected. It just overall is kind of unexpected. Like the Baddies seemed like such a good fit for Sonny that I was kind of surprised that, because people have complained about Sonny turning heel, and I was like, well, I guess Sonny technically would have turned heel to join the Baddies anyway, because they're not a babyface faction. Jade is a heel.
Maybe with Jade's reign with the title belt coming to an end, I'm not saying that the Baddies are going to go away, but they may play a less prominent role, because
Possibly.
I mean, in my mind, like, what are they going to do with Jade when she doesn't have the belt?
Right. And so I think that's why they kind of have to keep her in the Baddies, because it's her and Kiera. Again, I don't know where Red Velvet is. I haven't heard anything about an injury. I don't know if she's just taking time off, because I mentioned this last week. I don't know if she's taking time off because she got married, or if maybe she had some nagging injuries that she's just trying to kind of heal up or anything. So I haven't heard where she is at and why she hasn't been on TV. And so they've kind of got Leila Grey there, who's not in there. She's not technically a baddie. Jade called her a baddie wannabe. And especially, and then she wasn't able to beat Madison Rayne, so that doesn't help her anyway in Jade's eyes, I'm sure. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So maybe they are going away in Trustbusters. So I think putting Sonny in the Trustbusters could potentially be a good thing, because they are being heavily featured right now. Hopefully Sonny will, so it seems like Sonny will get more TV time, which is always a good thing, but I don't want Sonny to be eye candy or muscle where they're just outside of the ring for Ari or Parker. I hope that this means Sonny will actually have matches. Yeah, which is the entire point. Like, there's a difference between being on TV and just standing there, and then, actually being able to compete, which is what everybody wants, because Sonny is a fantastic wrestler. They're so charismatic, and there's so much personality and talent there, which is what people want, which is why they like Sonny and want to see Sonny. So I hope I want to give AEW the benefit of the doubt here, but their track record with Sonny has not been good. And so I have my reservations, but my hope is because they are pushing the Trustbusters so hard that Sonny will get more TV time. And I saw this, I saw some tweets about how Sonny is a star and Sonny should be by themselves, which I 100% agree. But the way things have been booked lately, this might be, I don't want to say it's the only way. I think it might be the only way that
Best case scenario.
Yeah, I think this will be the best way for Tony to put Sonny on TV on a regular basis.